All right, folks, let's get to it for first show of the week. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. How's it going? Let's get right to it. Everyone, jump on over to Harmonic Trader, become a basic member. Click the basic members page. Everything's in there. And then get with the software. Everybody needs to be with at least the TradingView platform. So send your username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Glad we got that out of the way. Let's get to it. Hey, let's start with crypto today. Crypto, yes. Crypto, 1 second. Let me bring this back over here, clean this up. 1 moment. Hold on 1 second, everybody. What's going on today? Looks like there's, let me check my chat thing here for a second. I have to check. Something's not right on my side, folks. 1 second. There you go. I don't know why on my other end my live streaming is, I can't see the chat. But shout out to everybody there. Again, remember, subscribe, hit the like button, come on in. We're here now Tuesdays and Thursdays. And what we're going to do is mix up some short-term stuff. Let's look at a couple things maybe happening right now. We do have some things happening right now. And then we'll do the overview. Oh, let me just show this really quick. Here is something happening right now for S&P futures traders. 5-minute HSI check back. And today's been ping-ponging the last day or so, not too many signals, but we do have a little bullish check back right here. And then just in the last couple 5-minute signals look like these. Every check back has been successful. This should be an intraday continuation from here. I'll check that. Yeah, I'm in the live chat. There you go. I'm set up. Thanks, Dave. David, Mark, Justin, Stephanie, Ralph, Justin, what's up? What's up, everybody? Thursday, we give away books. And if you want a book, please contact Miss Stephanie on the Discord. Either that or a gold membership. So glad everyone can join us. Settle on in. So there you go. A little something for right now. We'll consider looking at this basically 39.10 area for some kind of intraday continuation. We'll get to that in a second. Let's take a quick look at crypto. Interesting things starting. You need to see some interesting things develop first. So let's go through our top 5. Ethereum, well, now what do I think? Now what do I think about Ethereum? There you go. And that's not even the right chart. Here's your right chart. It's the Gartley. It's still the Gartley, 1225. The confirmation came in. It's just a delayed reversal. And here's the other thing that I have been talking about really for 6 or 8 months is the need for all of these downtrends to get to the right of that downtrend. And it just did. Maybe about 5, 6 sessions ago, that finally cracked. Let's blow it up. Looks like this. Take a look. There's the downtrend line. We could even like stretch it. It's more like that. And 1225 is still the support. So, and by definition, okay, the only reason why I'm not really on this is because it's been an exasperating 6 months with crypto. So even this has taken the better part of 60 days just to get out of the zone. That's kind of crazy, but it's still a type 2. It hasn't violated any structural limits. It has perfect check back confirmation, 1-2 agreement bars. And why not go to target 2 at 1696? That's what's at stake here. I'm willing to go there at this point now. Enough time has transpired without breaking lows that's a possibility. Then you could still be in a downtrend, but off of this Gartley alone, that is something. So I tweeted a day or two ago that crypto has my attention. It sure does. This whole market does. It should have yours. Because if we're going to do something here and put in some real work, which is what you're looking at, this is what we call technical work. When you can hold lows and, you know, at every shot, it's seemingly wanting to go down, but they hold it and hold it. And now you're 60 bars to the right. That's work, folks. That's the kind of thing where I always say there's plenty of time. There's plenty of time. There's always plenty of time. Why? Because what will happen is in these kind of situations, you'll get a technical basing before the bigger move. You'll get a basing, the accumulation, and then the markup stage. And within the pattern structure, this markup stage is triggering a couple of important levels, really above 1270, 1280. And now we're about to take out this point at 1354, 1355. That's a big number. To go to 1700 minimum. Minimum. All right. I foo-fooed this for a while. Foo-foo, technical term for just saying, sticking my nose up at it at the perfect time, right? Perfect time, perfect type 2. It was so difficult to sink my teeth into this thing at 1100 because everything was failing. But I'll call it for what it is. And with harmonic patterns, that's okay. You know, you can give it time and you don't have to jump in front of the knife to make it work. That's jumping in front of the knife, but it still worked. I'll tell you what's not jumping into the knife. Something I've been mentioning, I'm kind of hitting the table on, is Chili's because it's the type 2. I'll come back to this, but again, everything's there. 11.3 cents. We've been talking about that for a while. We've been all over this. I'll finish the list in a minute and show you some new opportunities, but there are things unfolding in an ideal fashion within the harmonic pattern framework. Ethereum, so that Gartley within the larger zone of this crab pattern. Okay, show me some things. I'm on it now. I hear you. That could be the start of something. There's a question from Abinesh, E62. Are you really Scott Carney? I have learned harmonics, but no one is teaching clearly or so many confusions. Well, first of all, welcome, my friend. If this is your first time, we're here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 p.m. Eastern. That is New York time. We do our thing, 60 minutes, 90 minutes or so now. Yeah. And so if you're brand new, again, I started out today trying to get through that quickly, but go to harmonictrader.com. Yeah, listen, it all All the harmonic pattern, harmonic measurement, harmonic anything comes from primarily, uh, these three books, but plus Harmonic Trader, which is 1998. So get all of the source information from the books, and it's free. So that's the thing that may be a bit different than everyone that's teaching it. They don't really understand it, regurgitating it. I guarantee you, whoever you're studying it from, you probably found my illustrations or images from these books in their study material. Okay, just how it goes. But start there, get with the books, my friend, and then watch the videos. Get with the software. Again, this is all free, and the people that are here know why I do this. So, and we've got a great thing going on here. I love the chat, the group, the Discord group. And it's all been because the community came together. Sure, I had to get it going first, but it's all here free, and get started first, and I don't know who's teaching you, but maybe you should relay them this resource so they can teach it better. But welcome, yeah. So get with that. That's where you go. Okay. But let's get back to Ethereum, because listen, it is still a crab. It's a Gartley, and it's a type 2, and it went through the 1-2 dance. So is this going to hold 1,000 from the larger perspective? Really 1250, 1275. The crab pattern on Ethereum completes at 1278. The Gartley is 1225. There's your zone. There's your Ethereum zone. So if you're late on it, I'm sure this will brush back against 1250 one more time and give you a shot. But now, I'm saying now, nice start to the year. Way to go to hold the lows and not dump them entirely. Good job at least putting handcuffs on the uber nerd Bankman-Fried. That's a good sign. I said that was a good sign. I said that was a good sign because you want to see people go to jail. You want to see people get arrested. You want to see this fraud get busted up as like a market sign. Now we throw the patterns on top of it. That's what's pricing out where the heck to get in. How do we know at what price? Ethereum's a lot better than many of them. It's better than Bitcoin, better than Cardano, better than a lot of the big ones because of all these patterns. So I'll take that for now and say, you break out, you close above 1355. That should trigger the larger breakout to 1696, target 2 off the Gartley alone, and then we'll deal with larger consequences if they come together. All right, let's go through the top 5 list. Number 2, Binance Coin. So how about that 228 level holding pretty remarkably, and now we're right back at getting back to 300 area. That's okay for now. You're still in the overbought HSI. Let that, that will probably trigger in a day or two. But 1228, that was the target 2 off of this bat pattern right there. There you go. 1228.49, and the low was 12. What was that? 220. Sorry, 220. Number 3 on our list was Bitcoin, of course. BTC. Not a lot of structure. Not a lot there. I'm not changing my tune. I'm still saying that this eventually needs a full 886 retest. But what could be here? What is a minimum thing that could be here in Bitcoin? And just something that I'll consider for now. We'll look for maybe a simple, ABCD offshoot. God, that's only a 42% retracement. But it kind of looks like that, where, look, The high there is 69,000. The B point low, 33,000. Okay? 36,000 points. So then your C point there, you project down 36,000 points off of 48, 49, gets you to like 13,000. You're really close. I mean, you're even like you have a minimum ABCD is my point. A to B, C to D. An approximation method. I still say that's, those are lower levels. That's at lower levels. Okay, but we do have other things. You have other patterns. The daily situation is still on BTC, this deep crab. And, you're deep in that zone. So not much there at the moment. I would think BTC has more work to do. Unlike Ethereum, this has yet to really bust out. I mean, if we go like that, we're just trying to get out of the right of that early, but close. Number 4 is Doge, folks. And remember the 7.15 cent level? It's that ABCD with a couple of, there's HSIs down here. I think that's a number. That would be a type 2 on that ABCD. And we do know there's other things here. Weekly, there's a weekly HSI down here at 6 cents. Recently just tried to form a low at 6.5 cents. So if you're looking at something like that, there you go. That actually stabilizing in ideal fashion. Here, take a look. There's HSI, 7.1 cent is like right there. Bottomed at 6.5. And that should be a type 2. Okay, where as crazy as that is, your type 2 is back at 15.79 cents. That's how I look at it. It's a type 2. Type 1 reaction would be 12.25. It got to 16. Came all the way back down. Now we go again. Okay, number 5 is, well, we've had a few number 5s, but XRP. And with all of this bullishness, we've been saying 32, maybe even as low as the hop at 27. I think you're fair game. This anywhere under this 33, 32 cent, you're probably scraping the lows. It's just going to take some time. There's that thing again, time. This one is not to the right of a downtrend, so I wouldn't expect anything until it is. But look, you got levels all over the place. Bat pattern, XA, it's a type 2 bat pattern. You have confirmation. All of that's at 33 cents. So there you go. A couple of the ancillary ones. Well, first of all, Solana didn't go to 2. It went to 16. It was just at 8. What is there? Just simple HSI. That's all that is. Okay, HSI was right there last week on the 31st, last day of the year, and it's an overbought rally. I still say, that's a good first sign of something, but, dead cat bounce reaction. Don't be surprised if that does go higher. There's really, amazingly, this was, I said it was 150. This was actually 240 a year ago. 15 months ago. So, but so be it. I mean, I've got my eye on it. Nice little move there. At least it moved. Couple more. And I think these are, look, if that was the washout, think of it this way, folks. If there was a washout at the end of the year last year where all the tax loss selling was a capitulation, or at least, at least for now, kind of the end of a selling wave because it was the tax loss selling. And if anybody who wanted to get out was getting out, that if that was it, then you should see a counter trend rally here. Here's SHIB. This is on the weekly retesting, an HSI down here. I would look at that. A lot of these that are retesting these lows, I would look at them. Let's go back to Chili's. I think this has probably followed the model better than most. And it's just been a timing thing. Where is it? There it is. So Chili's, there's your weekly. Couple of HSI signals there. All of this around 10, 11 cents. Here's the daily. Okay, yeah, that was the crab, remember? And now you're starting to see early development. Off of the retest, XA level was about 11.4 cents. Keep an eye on that. Well, I like that. That's got a ways to go. We could be sitting in that for 3 months. No doubt, based on how long this other stuff has taken. And even look at the last consolidation time frame was 3 months. But you're down there. And I think, target 2, which is the objective off of that crab, is 23.6 cents. So be it. Couple of more. Here's one. I mentioned this one in a tweet the other day. Algo. Couple of things down here. ABCD, but this is I think a weekly HSIs down here, all around 20 cents. What was the other thing? I think it was this hop level off this ABCD at 19 cents. So this is another one, well, just deeply oversold. Even if off the ABCD, you could get a pop to 20, from 20 to 33, something like that. But there's some down here. Here's Cardano. Now, there was nothing here on Cardano. Literally nothing down here. So this is one to watch, because if this is just a 1 week singular event, this should roll right back down. And if it does, then you'll get a clue of what the rest will do. But that's like a first kind of bounce. I found that amazing. Went from 24 to 36 pretty quickly. But nothing there. And that's the difference between going through these and looking for or having something versus something else being a random bounce. Here's something that does have a real nice setup, which is, and I mentioned this, I've been mentioning this, is this Ethereum Classic, ETC, big bat pattern. All of that was around 15, 16 bucks. And then on the weekly, where's the weekly? Hold on, weekly Binance feed. Daily, look at that, beautiful bat. And this is still early. I mean, if you haven't caught this yet, we're dealing with a counter trend HSI at the moment. So there's a chance I could come back, check back to 17 for one more entry. But it's that, and it's this. Come on. Where is it? Where's my butterfly? Hold on. Here's the butterfly. So it's a type 2 butterfly, mentioned a while back, and XA level is at 20 bucks. So under $20, probably a nice spot to be looking for this to be a type 2 longer term, where objective is 54 bucks. Again, this just started popping out of the zone, but this is one of these long-term weekly patterns we've seen on crypto time and time again that could mark a real important low, and it's a 2 of 2. So that's ready. Definitely ready. Couple of more. Anchor, folks. So remember Anchor? We were looking at to go back down to like 2 something. Here it is on the daily. It was a type 2, just like Chili's. There you go. Ugly bat pattern. No, this was something, hold on. This was a type 2. I know this was, there you go. Oh, I drew it up. It was a type 2 crab pattern. Okay, your hop was at 2.2, but confirmation came in all the way down here, 1.5, 1.6 cents. All right, this is sloppy, but still valid. And like Chili's, we had some a real ideal type 2 return situation. I'm looking at this, maybe under 2 cents. If you really, this would be a super speculative crypto, but we've seen some of these do nice sizable moves, and this will be one of them. At least you've got some things down here, and that's around 1.5, 1.6. Yeah, that's a good one. Compound. Who's requesting? Daniel's. How you doing, Daniel? Um, yeah, that's a good one because that's a similar deal on. Look at this compound. Ooh, we talked about this a week or so ago. It's a beautiful crab pattern. And blow it up. Something like this deserves attention. And then it's a Gartley. Gartley with confirmation, 31 cents, 31.50, now 35.50. And that's a biggie. Big crab pattern. And that's down at 43. Confirmation came in at what, 26, 27. So all of that's around 31. That's a big one. Like that, something like that where it has taken a long time and looked super ugly. The first completion did nothing for 2 months is really tough to see the opportunity in that. But maybe you can get out of the zone and that would start. You're 35 at the moment. I would say target $50. So, okay. Couple more. Hey, let's look at some of those stocks. BT. Look at this puppy starting to go. Remember this? Who was with me last week when I brought this one up? Okay. BT. Beautiful type 1. Yeah, you got 20 more cents to the upside. Not bad. I think what was the other one? Mara? Deeply oversold. I mean, these are penny spec plays. That was a daily HSI, little ABCD. But hey, if this goes in a mad rush to 1077, don't be surprised. That would be a type 1 reaction all over it. But a couple of these are in a nice spot where, hey, I think they're overshorted. They're due to get a short covering rally. Yeah, let's look at that GBTC. Everyone's talking about that. At least that's coming around. Go to GBTC. Daily. 972. Okay, hey, first, it's got to be like the first 3-day reversal breakout you've seen in a long time. But check out the daily. Look at what HSI did. And I think maybe we talked about this last month, but it just was such a dud that it was really not much bother until the breakout. But your last HSI signal came in at 812, now 972. Nice. At least you're not still going down. I just think this is going to be, you look at the price action in Bitcoin, if that price action was better, maybe it'd be more constructive. Here on the weekly chart, though, this is something, listen, we talked about this massive Gartley on the GBTC chart. And I think if this was any other stock, I'd probably say, wow, here's a textbook opportunity. The Gartley completed back here at 12 bucks. There was the confirmation, but you do nothing for 10 weeks, 15 weeks, break down. And guess what? We did get a confirmation 2 weeks ago. Take a look at the zone here. This is important stuff because clearly there's something there. I mean, it's not just where we have a pattern. Here's the secondary confirmation. The arrow goes on. You check back, retest, bullish candle, and then one and second candle that today is that second candle. So what that says by definition, we're going to get a bullish close today on GBTC. That actually after today, we start looking for acceleration out of that zone. I mean, you got everything on that second day. You're going to have a 3-bar breakout. You're going to have a successful check back confirmation. Maybe you go back to 12, but at least the components are there. Bitcoin is probably the one thing holding crypto back because it's been so flat, 0 bids. You didn't get capitulation out of it like most of these other altcoins. I'll even say Ethereum was more of a capitulation than Bitcoin. Anyway, I think it's worth a look. I think this is the kind of initial action where, all right, finally show me something. All right, I'll start looking again. But we should see follow through. By Thursday, we'll come back in here. Hey, that should be well over 10 bucks. It really should. One or two more. How about this? Here's Litecoin. Okay. It's been moving lately. What's there? We'll type 2 Gartley off the low. You need to get above 85 bucks to really bust out. Kind of hitting some resistance. Isn't there? There's something down here. Oh yeah, all-time 886. I mean, 886 with an HSI. So, but I mean, look at that chart. This is one where work is still needed to be done. And you could trace it out like that. Okay, get to the right, break out, close above that resistance, and then start to develop. Might be worth something because your historic lows, you're down here scraping historic lows, which was, 40, 50 bucks. Couple more. Let's take a look at some 5-minute things. Let's come back to the markets here. Let's talk about stuff like Tesla. All right, here's the deal on Tesla. Tesla's sitting at the hop at 113, folks. S&P just broke out off that last HSI signal. Look, Tesla right now this week is triggering HSI on the weekly, and it did it on the daily. Not to mention, you checked back, you did 2 bars. Here you go. 1, 2. All right, and this is a major level at 113, major. I know no one else is seeing it because they don't know that it's a Gartley, but it's an overspill hop level Gartley. We have confirmation on the daily. Check back and then 1 green and 2 green. And that's everything happening at 113. So I got to go with that. I have to think that this is, a spot where these 5-minute HSI signals like this. I mean, I I would be looking at HSI, like, right here, intraday, and see if we can catch something over the next few days. This really obviously has to hold the low. There's your low. Intraday, excuse me, the pre-market low was, what was that, 101? 101.40. You're looking for this to be the low, and I'm talking absolute low right now. Pre-market or whatever, and now you need to see this thing do a continuation where, look, once you get above 124, 125, Netflix, I don't care what people, the shorts are saying, just from a market move, that's going to do a reflex move. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Look, everyone, I know Evan is a good point. Evan's saying, yeah, Ford market cap is 60 billion, Tesla is 350, and why shouldn't Tesla be more like 300, or shouldn't it be more like Ford at 60 billion? Yeah, probably, but I'm just talking market move. That's really what I'm saying here is that overbought, excuse me, oversold bounce, oversold something after a vicious decline, where even off like the 4-hour pattern, get back to say 166, 178, and then roll back over again. The rest of it, I kind of agree, but listen, we're going to know really fast. Let's jump over. Let's take a quick look at the indices here. S&P. Oh, I flashed that 5-minute signal on S&P when we came in here. Check it out. So remember what I was saying? I was saying, right down here at around 39.15. So we're almost 10 higher. We did get a brush back. We came back one more time against that. Beautiful. We started the session with just looking at the last couple of HSI signals. And who was asking? Someone was asking about some intraday strategies. That's part of what we're doing with the new show. New podcast is doing more of that, highlighting some intraday situations. These were a few. But longer term, I think the best chart that reflects it all for the major markets is the SPY chart on the daily. And so SPY is, check it out, sitting right on a target target 1 after the shark. 379 has been the number all along, with the possibility of running back to 407. Just because yesterday happened doesn't mean that negates this whole scenario. I am going with the terminal bar retest of the shark, basically around 407. All right, that's 407.68 to be exact, but we'll take our time, and maybe we do it over the next 2 weeks. By the end of the month, that's how we get back up there. And if that's a real type 2, then if you're going to see a larger decline where the lows eventually get taken out, makes more sense to do it off of the retest of the bearish pattern. So for now, let's shoot that gap. Let's shoot that gap back up to 407. Should be everybody's target. Just sit on the 5-minute. Go to the 5-minute on SPY. Here's HSI. Look, even this morning, here's in the pre-market identifying. There's the HSI trigger around 386. Came back, almost retested it perfectly. Now you go again. And this is despite what happened yesterday. Again, that was just I think just giving back, a Monday give back. But These high-level HSIs, they continue to rise. You want to see stuff like this happen. Break out to new highs. Where are we? But 1245. I'm saying by this afternoon, you want to see that above 390. You shoot the gap after 390 up to 392. I think that's possible here for the week on a 5-minute. And just take a look at like the last week. Remember the amazing Gartley from last week? It was just perfect. That was 379 on the 5-minute. Well, that had a couple of bearish patterns at 385. Consider that broken out. All of resistance, and I said this last week, above 386 would be the go time. So let's look for something like that on a 1-minute or 5-minute or what have you. There's today. There's a 1-minute on today. Little crab pattern right at the, what was that, 10:30 this morning. But let's take a look at some of the big stocks on the daily and why they're at the spot. I mean, they're in a go spot. You got patterns, you got HSI, there's a lot of reasons here. Let's look at really quick. Let me look at stuff like Google. Here's Google on the weekly. Look at that weekly chart on Google. 83, 81. Okay, picked it off of last year's low. That's all right. Your ABCD and your other alignments all come in. We know 85 is the number on Google anyway. This is it. You have a daily deep crab. 84.79 to be exact is the hop level. So this is another one where it's super bunched up, trying to break out, trying to head back up where we at least run to 103. So, I mean, it's not too far off the low at all. And again, looking for maybe a 3-bar breakout. Anything above 90 would get that thing going. Amazon. Same type of deal. This is another one. We're trying to get a 3-bar breakout, if you will. Another one similar, above 90 bucks. Where's our weekly? Not there. Here's Apple. So Apple took a dive down to 124. Remember the bat pattern? I mean, these are monster patterns. And it's funny how even the street is negative on all of these. When people have been screaming for these Apple and the FANG stocks forever, now you've got massive daily, weekly bullish patterns and nobody wants them. That's a good sign. Down here on Apple, we're basically, we did the check back confirmation, and the number is basically 130. 130 after a breakout. Interesting that we have not had a 3-bar breakout yet. It's threatened a few times. 2 days ago, 2 sessions ago, you tried, but you have not broken above. Even yesterday, threatened to break out and clear out all of these highs, but you had a bearish close. So nothing yet. I mean, to really set this off, you need a big breakout candle. I think the options, Evan's saying maybe it's good for options here. Had yesterday closed anywhere above 131, I would have said yes. So let's give it a day. I mean, it's S&P's what? S&P's up 8, Nasdaq's up 35. What's the Dow doing? Dow's doing nothing, plus 30. So let this give us the indication individual price action that it's going to get going. And then we'll get that acceleration, that serial acceleration that's great for options. Here's a perfect example is Disney. I mean, here you go. This is really the example of these sloppy type 2s. We had a perfect type 1. You go up here, the first test of the bat from 92 to 106, all the way back down to the hop at 85.12. Confirmation, check back, 1 green candle, 2 green candles, and then you break out, 1 or 2 breakout. So this should get you going back to 114, 115. It is a type 2, but better yet, this is the kind of thing that should be happening with a lot of these type 2s that some haven't gotten there yet. It's it's difficult. It's difficult to see that, when you're down here and you're looking at the chart and you're waiting for this day over day to develop. Okay, you can only go off of what has happened. What do I have here? I have a trigger bar. I have a checkback bar. I have 1, 2 agreement bars. Okay, so right there, before the move, then I've got individual evidence. I'm sitting right at a hop level. My only fear is, God, don't close under the hop. Don't fail the hop. Reverse here. But you're sitting on a whole bunch of levels that day over day, you get this kind of thing develop. 91, 92, 94, 95. Follow Disney. Follow Disney. Slow, steady, but should get going. Should get going now. Justin's asking, am I going to do a course on puts and options? What I'm doing, and we just started yesterday, is kind of a small group on Mondays for gold members. So if you want to sign up as a gold member, check that out on Harmonic Trader. We're doing that every Monday, basically the same time right now, 12 noon. That might change, might go longer, but we talked a lot of options yesterday. As a matter of fact, look, yesterday we talked about that Netflix options. Netflix options now is a big breakout, but yesterday this was my play on Netflix. Oh, look, we got probably another play there. Amazing. There you go. I talked about this in my session yesterday. It was a 5-minute Netflix continuation play. Right up, and I was talking about looking for a 1618 extension. That's what we got, and then a rejection. Now going higher. I mean, I'm impressed. Netflix is a shark pattern that's going to go to the 5.0 at about 400. If you're not on the gold, it flies, it dies. I mentioned it. I posted it in the Discord gold members section. So if you guys aren't on the gold members, Evan, contact me. I'll get you upgraded. Stay the silver. Anybody that's silver, you guys will be grandfathered in. So if you're a silver member, we'll grandfather you into that discussion group. It was literally the first one yesterday, and I was 5 minutes late. Anyway, circle back with us there on Discord, and we'll get you set up. Here's something else, folks. Meta. Boy, this is interesting. Okay, but check out some patterns here. Some bearish patterns right now. Crab pattern up there, but you had a little 5-minute Gartley. Now we're dealing with a 5-minute deep crab all around 132, but this thing is climbing out, and it's just keeps doing stuff like this. Go up and then type 1 reaction and then keep going. So Meta, I like it, and I think it's showing a lot of early signs. This is another one where, okay, ugly completion to the initial pattern, even and overran the hop level, but couldn't go much further. So, all right, that's a lot better than it was 6 weeks ago. That looked like it was going to go to 50 when it failed the hop, but it stabilized. Now we're 8 weeks later, 10 weeks later. That's taking its time. It's developing, but hey, I'll look at a XA retest at 172 or target 1 at 251 is not crazy, folks. Yeah, there was no there was no email, but it's on the gold members section. I'll show that to you. Towards the end, I'll show you guys where you can access that info. I didn't really send a note out on yesterday's session because simply I wanted to just do a dry run with the people that were around. But I'll have more information on that on Thursday so that you can make sure you're not missing on Monday, and I'll post the information. Anyway, look, those are all nice. And then here's Microsoft. If we just go off of what the software is generating, okay? Big bat pattern on the weekly for Microsoft at 216, and then the daily level is a little ABCD down here. I mean, it was exact, 219.74. 1 second. I gotta switch something here. Better, okay. So, Microsoft, okay, I could wait even on Microsoft. We haven't really done a 3-bar breakout or anything, but I'm looking, and it's in a heck of a spot. And then some of the bigger ones like Nvidia. Okay, ever since that HSI signal, I mentioned this back in December, that was pretty powerful. I think this could continue. Even in a reaction, it looks real constructive. There's the check back one, and the second bar was 2 days ago. And HSI is just trending straight on up. So the obvious retest to 175, the prior high, 180, something like that. Even with these simple HSI checkbacks, they're still okay. Here's a couple of those innovation stocks. The Kathy Ark stocks. Not Kathy Wood, Kathy Ark, because you just fill an arc with these innovation stocks. But hey, there's price action 5-7 bars after the fact that is a heck of a lot better than 2 weeks ago than jumping in front of the knife. Maybe get constructive on it in the low 30s for a move back to target 1. That's all we're looking for. I'm not asking too much. But Kathy Ark, yeah. PayPal, another one. Look, massive bat. Did a check back 1 and 2 candles right at the same time. Everything was supposed to go bankrupt at $70. Now 77. My thought is that if these patterns really stick, okay, it's not like this pattern right off the top a year ago that failed at 233. I mean, that's a clear failure. That's constructive. Even the pattern itself, the fact it could stabilize for 6 months, form the pattern. You're banging some lows down here, $70 somewhere. I just wouldn't want to be ignoring stuff like this and then have that pattern end up being some kind of major support, which I think it is. I think PayPal and the rest of them are to be looked at. Here's another. Actually, this is something I mentioned. I think said to you guys, started buying this a little bit. Teladoc, perfect type 2. Okay, I'm gonna probably slowly add to this. I think we can get a quick bounce off here because we had a 3-bar breakout. What was it? No, we didn't have it yesterday. Where was the 3-bar breakout? No, maybe not on this one. Maybe Zoom. Yeah, it was Zoom. So zoom, a little uglier, zoom video, but it's a shark. All of that around, all of your confirmations really 70. This went as low as 65. But here, these last 2-3 days on this stock have been important because you're stabilizing down here. Okay. Break above 72 and you're in business on that. Richmond, come on. Don't ask that question in here. You know how to set that up. Richmond, you know how to send me a note, Richmond. You know how to set that up. Anyway, come on. Let's keep going. Some more of those. Here's Square. Okay, I think Square it's an alternate bat down here at the low, but here's the weekly. Check out that weekly shark on Square. That's a monster pattern, folks. We had a 3-bar breakout all the way back here. Check it out. Really the first big signal. I mean, you could say that was one, but then you generated bearish HSI. So 65 on Square. You're still in the zone. 65 to 70, the 886 at 70.50. You're underneath that, but boy, that's a massive pattern. Maybe you go sideways for 30 weeks. Probably already did. Let's see. Oh yeah, I mean you're here. You're 35 weeks, but all right. I'm still looking at that. Again, these are big zones on a weekly. So I think there's, definitely opportunities here. Even stocks, here you go. Here's Toyota. Take a look at the daily. Look at that beauty. Crab, that'll probably be a 3 ideas for gold members this week. 135.64. Confirmation at 135.75. Beautiful crab. Take note. Take note how long this has gone sideways. There's the completion at 152. So you are, 90 bars into that completion of that pattern. But that's okay. Your confirmation came in later. And clearly the hop level is holding. So I'm watching that one. All over the place. I'm impressed. And a couple more. Here's Walgreens, Boots Alliance. Check this weekly. It's a perfect type 2 now. Bat pattern. Okay. All the way up. Almost got to 43.13. Maybe it's not exactly a perfect type 1, type 2, but you're back at your zone. 36.06 for Walgreens. Okay. And this is a great place to be looking for that secondary shot. A great example of a long-term, lining up long-term opportunity. And we talked about that, how to look at, like, even for investments and stuff, if you're looking for long-term stock plays, why wouldn't you use the patterns? So, and here's the thing about Walgreens. You're oversold on HSI, and that will trigger probably by, if not this week, by next week, where you come out of the zone. It's a perfect type 2. So, beautiful spot. That is 80% of the battle, folks. You have to get yourself in the right identification location, identification spot, area, however you want to phrase it. You got to locate yourself in the zone. That's locating yourself in the zone where, hey, I'll look out in the next week. Next 5 to 10 sessions, that will trigger. And then it'll check back the next week, and then you'll be go time. But you know that, hey, we got 2 or 3 more weeks on that. It could be higher, but I'm looking at 36. 36 the number. Yep. I agree with that. Earnings were there. A couple more. Here's Workday. These are big. Was that the one? I don't think it was Workday. Was it? No. Yeah, Workday. Okay. Workday is a deep crab. 160, 185 is the XA level. We're just looking for HSI signals in this zone. So the last two were at 140 area. We have another one at 160. So pretty tight to this XA level. Workday. Looking for this to come out of the zone now to 217. It's the target. Oh, the other W stock, which is, here you go. Again, let's get ourselves right there, folks. Wolf speed. Beautiful bat pattern, all the numbers, and then take a look at the weekly, the daily HSI. It's coming in before pattern completion, but price action's doing what it's supposed to do. Even though the pattern completed here, look, HSI is there, it checks back, but 1 and 2 green candles happen down here. That can happen. Regardless, 68's holding. You're 72 at the moment. Watch that, because this should, if it expands from here, okay, if it rolls over, HSI could roll over, and again, this is daily, a little bit longer term. It just triggered 7 days ago, so you're early. The beautiful thing about this is look at the weekly. This is why it's a super significant opportunity. It still might take time, but look at this type 2 bat, and you're triggering HSI now. So that'll happen by Friday. And that's out of the zone. Nothing will stop that. But we still might check back next week, basically 69.87. But next week, check back. This will trigger Friday. Check back next week. And then 2 more green candles. You're in a full-blown type 2 up to 110. Up to 110 is the target 2. Okay, S&P's busting out above 14, up 14 for the day. Nasdaq's up 55. All right, Daniel. Okay, yeah, I'll look at those. Daniel's asking for a couple that are up my alley. Here's your clean fuels, Daniel. Oh boy, you're doing your homework, buddy. I see it. Thank you. This is like fuel cell. I mentioned that the other day. Bingo. That's a beautiful bat pattern, confirmation, weekly check back. This would be week number 2 for a green candle. Target 1 is the objective. Nice. Thank you. I'll hit your other ones in a second, but this is a lot like our fuel cell. So fuel cell, this was a 3 ideas for the gold members. Beautiful hop level. Again, folks, our seminar last Saturday focused primarily on the strategy. You have the HSI check back bar, the trigger bar, the check back bar, and then 1 green candle, 2 green candles, agreement bars. Why? They agree with the signal, bullish bars. And at that point to the right, starting at the close of that candle to the right, you start looking for execution into the zone right in there where these pivot points should hold. Now we're at full type 1, 396. I do own this. I am in that. I've been in that since last week. You got a couple others. SoFi. You really think that's SoFi? Here's SoFi. Oh, don't think. Just go with patterns, right? All right, there you go. 504. Nice. Daniel has the software, clearly. Clearly, you have the software, and I hope it's been an improvement for your trading, because these are beautiful patterns, my friend. Even on a reaction down here with all of that and your check back, I mean, look at the last, just go off the HSI check back here. Beautiful, beautiful. I like it. Look, there's the trigger bar. All right, there's the check back bar. Right there. And then one green candle. That's a doji, but that almost is a green candle. It's either there or there, but all of that by 444 or 439, you got it set up. You set up there. What was you had two more. SWK. Yeah, Stanley. Black & Decker. Oh, another beautiful HSI. What's this though? I knew there was something on the weekly. Oh man, Daniel, you're making my job easy today. Thank you very much. Folks, shout out to Daniel's beautiful patterns. Stanley Black & Decker on the weekly, hop at 75, trading 83. It's a type 1. It could take all year or 2 years, but that's type 1 written all over it. Beautiful. Go with your last one, man. Your first three have been fire. DBRG. Digital Bridge. Okay. Nice pattern. Here's where a 3-bar breakout would help you. Problem with this. Not really a problem, but look. Perfect trigger, and there's your check back. 1 and 2 green candles. But right after that, you have a bearish HSI, so it comes back down into the zone. Whereas our HSI is not retesting yet. This could go dip down to the hop, or you simply wait. Your 3-bar breakout range would be 1240. You're nowhere near that. So you might give this a couple of days, or weeks. Sorry, weeks. And you know where it needs to get above 1240 to do anything. Daily looks a little bit better here. Same pattern on the daily. HSI is really close to triggering. Hasn't checked back yet, but somewhere in that 1050 level, certainly a shot. I mean, that's a beautiful configuration of pattern and confirmation strategy there. One or two more. Here's one or two. I mentioned this one the other day, courtesy of Richmond Flowers. We have this right here. Didn't check yet. We're checking back. This is this Editas Medicine is a deep crab. Couple things. Oh, we're waiting for 2 green candles. So another pattern completion. And there's the trigger bar. Let me blow this up. There you go. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. There's the trigger bar. So yesterday was check back. And I brought this up just because it had a lot of the elements we're looking for. Now, 2 more green candles. Today, probably not a green candle. But 2 more green candles maybe by Thursday. But that's another one where you're setting up and you want to be patient. You want to wait for the 2 green candles to come together. Hey, shout out to Mitch Ray in the house. How was your trip back to Alabama, my friend? Looking forward to having you here, be a local. Mitch and I got together for a lunch over the weekend, had a lot of fun, talked about the future. Really enjoyable, really great time. Looking forward to having him here in Miami. Quick question from Leon Brown. Hey, Leon, welcome. How would you suggest building a watch list of stocks, or do people build a list from your sessions? So I do a 3 ideas. So I do a kind of a list of things that I'm watching for members. And I lay out a lot of picks that I think people do follow on the Discord. So that would be the way to do it, or just follow what you know, you can follow along what we do. I try to kind of mix it up, but I'm showing these type of situations where pattern completes, confirmation is final phase or has completed, and then we're there, we're go time. So keep an eye on that. Yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to us further. Although that might be something to do, folks. And there was okay, yeah. So nat gas and crude oil. All right, so what a I mean, that's been horrible, but nat gas is down to these lower level here. Let's put up a futures contract first. NG looks like this, now down 28 at this butterfly here, and we mentioned this. Okay, no 3-bar breakout yet. Yesterday was the first sign after hitting the hop level, positive reversal. Now we're right back down to that. No HSI, amplified went back in. You're near the lows. UNG is probably better because you've checked back. Yesterday was the second green candle. Looked super ugly, but yesterday was the second green candle. So what happens today? Straight down. Careful with that. I really think this one, and I think Boyle for the first time in a long time, are real deeply oversold. Here's Boyle sitting right on the hop level at 1108. You almost hit that this morning. No, actually, you hit this in the pre-market. And you're checking back now on Boyle at 11. Remember, it's like 100. And look, ever since this signal all the way up here, we had a bearish. We were down here at 30. That was the first shot. And then we ran into a bearish HSI. Okay, we said, oh, come back for a complete retest to 30 or 27. When we registered that confirmation, it checked back and kept going straight down. So now it kind of resets, but you're sitting right on it, 1108. 1108. It's early, but I would be looking for that, or even if you want to wait, 2 more sessions, 2 green candles. Today's check back day. Couple more. How about crude oil? Why not? Crude oil is like this. Futures still in a downtrend, sitting on this beautiful bat pattern. I mean, it's off of the 2022 low to high before that big move. It's an 886 reset of last year's rally. That's all it is. We have confirmation, but we need to retest that. That's around $70. On the spot price also is around 65. And I would expect this to come down a little bit lower and retest these lows once again. This is like crypto, where even this shorter term, where you got to break out of that downtrend. Until you do, don't expect much. And my thinking on all of the crude oil stuff was this, and I really think it's gonna shape up. That, remember the 125 move. So for a long time, we're like, yeah, let's shoot and let's get to the 886 and let's break out and just go to 1618. That's what I thought would happen. We were super aggressive, but as soon as we hit the 886 and started rolling over, And we've been straight down since that 886 all time. I said, well, all right, I think this has got to do a 382 move. I think on the monthly chart for cycle purposes, 382 is about $64, $65. And so let's say there's another energy crisis coming. It would be something like that. That's how you would get to, if you want to get to 200 or $250 a barrel in a super energy crisis move, let's think of it as a deep crab on the monthly chart. So that's going to take years. It didn't break out. We talked about that for a long time. I do think we need a C point here. And I'm just speculating, okay? I'm just speculating like that could be a B point. But if it was a deep crab and if crude oil is going to be super bullish long term, we would still need a 382. And I started thinking about that around 110, 115. And I just wasn't, I don't know why. I should have been more keen on just that whole reactive dynamic. That this 886, that got rejected. Do a minimum 382 move. That's definition of a reaction. I do think it's oversold. It's going to take time. This is going to take time. The thing that happened, folks, just fundamentally, so you know, everyone thought Europe was going to be a disaster, and now we've got like the warmest winter in Europe ever. I mean, where average temperatures are 30 degrees above the norm. And everyone thought, between the crisis and the war, that would be a huge problem. It wasn't. But at the right price, correct? I still say this has to come in lower. All right, a few more. Yeah, that KOLD, that's the nat gas. I think though, look, that Boyle, that NG, look, KOLD, oh, crazy. That was a monthly or daily. That was a daily at $20. It was as low as 10. But this has a daily HSI now. This is the Bloomberg ultra short nat gas, meaning when nat gas goes down, this goes up. Check back. You had one bearish candle yesterday. If you get a bearish close today, that means that this should start to go down and nat gas comes back up. What do you mean pump BTC? What is it up? $60? $80? Let's go. What's going on? Oh, it's up 200. What's happening with BTC? Oh, there you go. Now look at this shark pattern though on the 5-minute. Beautiful. Well, BTC going to session highs. That's great. You got to get Bitcoin to move. At least that's moving. So, hey, how about some BTBT? Maybe that could go. Is that going to jump in a full type 1? 2023 highs for Bitcoin right now. Sweet. That works. So what about the stocks? I think the stocks are ones that could jump. Let's look at Mara. Because look at that. Mara's jumping. Highs of the session for Mara. Yeah. And look at Mara. It's an ABCD. Again, I think that could get to $10. Keep an eye on it. I think, guys, with the nat gas thing, you're looking at 2 more days, but that's in a perfect check back scenario. Just like BTBT was last week. Where's BTBT? Like this. On your daily. Look, oh man. Incredible. Let's look at total crypto. We haven't looked at that in a little while. Bat pattern in development off of the low. The only thing we really have there is a daily check back at 745 billion. Monthly. All right, monthly has an HSI down here. That would be important because you checked back already. You still need 2 more months on total crypto market cap. But it has to stop going lower. Last month's close was pretty devastating. I would be more comfortable if this was March and we had 2 more bullish candles here. But that's something. Did Tesla come on really quick? I'm looking for some 5-minute things. It's 1:30 right now. Let me see if we got anything here. No, a little 5-minute counter trend signal. No. Let me look at. Let's go through a couple of the other crypto for now. I don't probably just wrap up on this. KNC. That's a weekly. No, that's not the one I want. I wanted to look at this Fetch AI. This one's starting to move. We looked at this earlier in the summer, and I'm trying to keep my eyes on those that we have had massive patterns like this. This has been something impressive. It got as low as 5 cents. Now you're at 17. You had HSI down here. The check back was about 7.5. I bring this up because I'm looking for more opportunities like this that just haven't busted out of the zone yet. This could be like XRP. Could be like a bunch of them. That if there's going to be a little reaction here on crypto, I'd want something like this. Here's Dash. There's another one. That was one I've been looking for. Okay, here's Dash, and your that bullish signal is around 45. XA's at 51. You're at 48 right now. But beautiful basing, bottoming. Give me a 3-bar breakout, seal the deal on the weekly, and get going. I think is there something on the daily here? Yeah, there was something, the little crab pattern. But the bullish levels are all around 45 to 50 bucks. I like what Boyle's doing, folks. Hold on one second. I like the fact that Boyle's starting to turn around here. Keep an eye on that. 1180. Here's Polkadot. Look at that pattern, folks. Now we're running into our counter trend HSI right now. But all right, that's the first constructive thing. I've seen that in a while. We're around 440. Check back confirmation. You've only run to $5, but beautiful big daily structure. Okay. Here's Engine Coin. This is a weekly, I thought. No, that's not it. Was it this Ethereum name service? Then it was something here on a weekly. One of these E's. Yeah, Ethereum name service. Okay, I knew it was an E something. Beautiful type 2 crab on the daily. Almost hit. We didn't hit XA perfectly. So close at $10. But lots of patterns. Getting retested. I'll look at Matic. Isn't that one held up pretty well lately? Polygon. Yeah, Matic is well, that was a shark, but not doing much. There's something, yeah, I knew it. Matic had this right at $1. I remember this now. It was a crab and it was a bat pattern where this had been holding up for a while, but you're hitting resistance. I would expect this back to 75, and you're in this larger zone. Take a look. That's a big bat. Look at this big bat right there at 88 cents. So do we have another HSI? Not yet. But, keep an eye on that one. Was Maker? No. Man, that's an amazing 2,000 now. 600. No, that wasn't it. Bear with me. It's Harmony 1. There's one of these had a crazy super low pattern. Harmony. Yeah, a little ABCD on Harmony, but it's more about looking for these that have these total alt S coins, T coins even, where you have something, you're at a fraction of a penny. I mean, if you wanted to speculate, throw a couple thousand or $1,000 or something at that, why not? For some of these crypto altcoins, that's the way to think about it. Yeah, we talked about SHIB, Mitch. Mitch is bringing up SHIB. I mentioned that, and I'll bring it back up really quick, where, real nice progress so far. And it's like Doge. You got a couple of structures down here, but you have a weekly HSI around 8 cents. Let me get enough data here. 8 cents, and the daily. Where is that? My fault. I thought I had a pattern there in SHIB. Well, 923 for right now is that crab pattern off the low, but that's a nice move already. 10-15% just in last couple days. Oh, here's the other one. Synthetics. I find this very interesting with this most recent butterfly down here. Okay, there's a big, there's a couple of patterns down here. We talked about this summer. It was a type 1, bang, all the way back down for a type 2 on the deep crab. And now we have a butterfly back in here. All of that, XA is at 146. You're at 180. Target one is 260. So, and I would be still speculating. We're just still in speculation mode on all of these. But that's pretty good. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, SHIB does have potential to the upside. A lot of these have that kind of thing, 40-50% potential moves to the upside. Once they get going, at least. Here's something I see the C Limited. This is a unrelated shipping. I meant to bring this up. This is a shipping stock, SE. It's another massive shark. I just see it here on the S's. I meant to bring that up, but here's Sandbox. So listen, Sandbox is a big dud because all of that around 75 cents was supposed to hold. This thing got as low as 37 cents. That's the problem with these zones where you think you're buying it on the cheap. Hey, I took a loss on this one trying to buy it, and I sat in there for too long and just did nothing. So, I'm still looking at this. It's looks like this on the daily. Pretty ugly. Amazing that none of those metaverse things have moved at all. But I'll keep my eye on it. It's more about stuff like, here's this scale. This is a weekly. No, that's not it. No, it wasn't scale. It was, hold on with me. It was storage. I think it was storage. daily on storage. I know when the S is here. Sorry, folks. Oh, it's sushi, synthetics. All of these have big patterns, delayed, just reactions, but basing. And I would still, though, if you're in the zone and you have an HSI signal, you get a green arrow here. All right, it's fair game to be looking in this area, 95 cents. It's at 112. This has got the possibility to run back to 190. Just retest the ABCD, low-hanging fruit. Right there. Oh, you turkey. Hold on one second, everybody. Hold on. Okay. Haven't done QNT. I don't even think I have that in my thing. QNT, nice. HSI on the daily. Looks like it has to go back and retest that. What is that QNT? Don't know what that is. Quant Tether. There's the Coinbase feed. Yeah, I mean, this is amazing. It's held it, but hold on one second. One second, everybody. Hold on. I got to do something. S&P about to break out. I don't know what's NTR. I don't know what that is. This one, Nutrien. Beautiful. There you go. Bat pattern on a daily. It's a type 2. 73 bucks. Yeah, Dennis, I think QNT is just a return. I don't see any bullish pattern on it. Medtronic, sure. Didn't we look at that? There's something down here. ABCDs. That's at the big 886. I don't have a pattern there, but 78 bucks is the COVID 886. So I'd be looking. If you're at a COVID 886, folks, look for it. A couple of those healthcare. Here's what I want to be aware of. Some of the defensive stocks are setting up for a return phase. Johnson & Johnson, I love this company. You know, this is kind of the one where everyone should have 100 shares to give to your kids or grandkids. But this has got a shark pattern, and it's going to come back and retest the Gartley in maybe March or June even. You come all the way back down here for the retest on type 2 at 160, 155. That would be the long-term load me up in my 401k with 1,000 or 100 or whatever, 50, 10, doesn't matter. Like that. And here's a lot of these defensives. Here's Coke doing the same type of thing. Needs to come back. Coke's a weekly. Look at the bat pattern on Coke. Come back for the type 2. It's doing the 3-bar reversal right now on Coca-Cola. Come on down, 55 bucks for the retest. And again, you want to be Warren Buffett, you buy it on the type 2 of the weekly with confirmation. You want to be the Harmonic Buffett, be a Harmonic Buffett like this. Come back, retest, bang. One other one. Here's Pepsi. That's already started to roll over. I like this lower here off this ABCD and daily as well. Got to come back. Again, you got a bunch of patterns at 160. Sometimes these slower stocks harmonically are easier to play because they're not going to be explosive. And once they reverse, they do it in slow motion, but they'll go to do type 1, type 2 the same way. Yeah, the type 2 is going to be epic. And hey, take a look at Berkshire Hathaway. Here's Berkshire. The A or the B shares, doesn't matter. You guys tell me what's that? What's Berkshire look like? Trying to flash a deep crab right here at 47,800. So careful with the market a little bit. If Berkshire can rally above the hop level, that would be good. I mean, if not, and we stall out in Berkshire Hathaway right here, right now, if we cannot break out, that would be an important stock to be following. Think about it this way. This is the first bearish pattern reaction since the whole crash. 53,000 to 39,000. Now you're 618 off the top. You would need Berkshire to break out. That's why you got to watch these. A couple more. All right, you guys are rifling stuff out. I'll take a few more, and then we'll wrap up. FTM, is that? Oh, you're talking Phantom USD, right? Not bad. 24 on Phantom USD. Hit that 113 at 16.5, and it's held up. That's a nice one. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. Hey, here, Daniel, the Bloom Energy. Yeah, that one broke out. This is a 3 ideas for gold members. I still say maybe we'll come back on Bloom. Maybe we'll get a retest at 16.9. DRI, steady growth once. Darden Restaurants. Look at that. Huh. Darden Restaurants, type 2, deep crabs all over the place. Look at these patterns in Darden. Jeez. Type 2 bat to a crab at 151. I'll put that on the list, but you still need confirmation. You're overbought on HSI, so maybe next week. What's a weekly on Darden look like? HSI check back. Oh, man. Look at that beautiful. That's a type 2 crab pattern, folks. Sure is. Ouch. MP, Daniel, you've had some great ones today, so I'm not going to give up on you yet. MP Materials. You were knocking me on that one the other day. ABCD at the low. Is that what you got? I like the material stocks. Here's something. PXD, guys. Pioneer Resources. Beautiful crab. This is another one with a fat dividend. Paying about 11%. We talked about this just last week. Come back for a type 2, 216. And then there's Mosaic, which is back down at 45 now. There you go. We triggered a counter trend HSI, but I'm looking in this 45 area on Mosaic. You're going to need these kind of materials. All at the right price. What else do we got? Dalton, you're killing me. The Canopy, CGC. It's really tough with these cannabis stocks. The biggest disappointment of 2022. Look, that's a type 2 Gartley right there. But it has done nothing. And all of that is at 287. You're at 240. Yeah, look, I had this drawn from way back when. I mean, a year ago, I was drawing that at 14, saying, all right, we go to type 2 from 14 to 40. Never happened. Complete failure within a few weeks after triggering. I'll show you these cannabis stocks are ridiculous. I mean, it's just like way to kill an industry. There you go. Not much there. There's Tilray, and Aurora, ACB, 85 cents. Okay, bingo. All right. Before I really dismiss any more, I will say this. Okay, folks. So what do we have in Aurora right now? Type 2 butterfly. 1. HSI comes in to end the reaction. It checks back 1, 2 bearish candles right there and starts the return phase. It goes serial all the way back to XA at 103. This then triggers at 88 cents. Check back. 1 green candle, 2 green candle. What does do the next day? Bearish. But you're looking at 85 right there. I mean, I would be looking in here and you risk the low. Yeah, risk what, 6 cents, 7 cents? I don't know. I look, this should have been an industry that should have exploded already, but they didn't. They set it up for failure, quite frankly. Dalton, that's a great one, man. I think it's a great. You should. I think you have the software. If you're showing me this pattern, you definitely have the software. If you don't, contact me. I'll set you up with it. But this is a good spot here on these, but that needs a 3-bar breakout. That has, interestingly enough, look at this where it all goes. I mean, you never got a 3-bar breakout down here. You never got above a 3-bar range to close above a 3-bar range. So maybe that's what we do. Everyone, keep your eyes on cannabis. I am super serial, just like Al Gore. I am super serial. My brother does it really funny. But I'll look. I won't be dismissive on that stuff, but it's just been the biggest disappointment ever. And I gave back a chunk of money on that. They didn't work. That was a big position that didn't work for me. Let's peek on nat gas, because I think this is really, nat gas is, there's a weekly oversold right there. Here's the thing on nat gas, that maybe it's a monthly. Hold on. No, my fault. Let me go to the Boyle situation. Boyle. So let's do it this way. Look at Boyle, look at UNG, and look at the inverse KOLD. Okay, we're so early in this, but you are checking back today. You literally reversed exactly off the 113. That is, okay, probably the best setup we've seen in all of this in a while. Trying to leave you guys with something for into Thursday, because I do like that, and we're right in front of it. There's UNG. So UNG, all right, we're getting a positive close today on UNG. That's really important. Today should be an abnormality. It really should. That should be some kind of shakeout down there. So I'm seriously lining these up for the first time in a while. Kylerman 20 is asking, is the VET weekly still valid? Yes. But that's another one that needs just more time. That's like a lot of crypto. He's asking about VE chain. Let me come back to that in a second. Let me wrap up on nat gas. I'm all over the place right now. But look, that's something. Don't take your eyes off of nat gas, even though it's had this collapse. I think this is where we get extremely oversold, and it only takes a 1-bar, 3-bar reversal to change the game. I like it, even though maybe crude oil needs to go a little lower. They're all set up though. And we've seen this. Look, Google, Amazon, they're all, and Disney, look at those as kind of the delayed effect where they're scraping their support and then they start to pop. That's a good sign. Hey, Victoria, she's noting that Bitcoin and nat gas seem to move in the same direction. Maybe. Maybe. Although Bitcoin does seem to have some real functional issues at the moment. But I like nat gas in the same way I liked it 2 years ago. Okay, my question is it here at 11 or is it 9? Is it 10? At least we have an HSI signal here on the daily that says start looking. Okay, and I think UNG is probably the vehicle. I mean, here's really quick. Here's USO. Okay, USO, I highlighted this earlier, has a pattern on our daily chart, but that's around 62. It's close, but all of these have to come in a little bit lower, I think. But they're close, and I would want to take advantage of it when they come down here and flush out. Let me wrap up with this VE chain. Go back to crypto here. The question was, there's a big pattern down there. What do we do? This big pattern. Beautiful. Okay. Again, it's a situation where when we first identified this, we were all the way back here, and then we got confirmation, but we were still under the constraint of that downtrend. Now we're to the right of it. Confirmation, HSI, that extreme, that's at 211. You're underneath there at 1.8. Look, I think you could sit in that area at 2 cents for 6 months. Don't be surprised. And then maybe it does something. Evan, I don't hate anybody for being in crypto. Look, we needed something to happen for crypto. Evan's saying he hopes I don't hate him for being in crypto. If things get going, I have something massive coming my way. I think these will pop off individually. First, you'll show signs of life. Not all of them will be ideal, but things like Ethereum, that's perfectly ideal. What's wrong with Ethereum is that it hit the numbers and it flatlined. Okay, it flatlined at first. That was its first move. Look, Ethereum, we never disagreed and never argued about the fact that Ethereum has big patterns and it was a type 2. But you did this thing where you dropped really hard into the zone. You confirmed, but then you go sideways for 60 days. Now you're breaking out. So I'd prefer to be on the acceleration end of this than sitting through 60 days. And even if I miss this, there are other things like Ethereum Classic, okay, with big patterns like that, or Chili's, or Doge, that, okay, signs of life and some of those other ones. Okay, let's hit these patterns that are still earlier in development. Chili's is a beautiful one. And again, 23.6 cents is target 2 for Chili's. I like that. And there's a handful of others too. Some have been already moved a big bunch. Others are slow in development, but they're there. I think we'll come back on Thursday, and we're going to be in a better spot for crypto for sure. We get 2 days. We get 2 more bullish candles come in Thursday. I think, hey, you could actually do something. So let's look then. All right. Thanks everybody for showing up today. Great session. I'm glad we can really stretch out and go through a ton of stuff in these longer sessions. We find ourselves not really getting much intraday action at this time. So it's something I might change. Maybe I go a little bit earlier because I still wanted to hit 5-minute opportunities. We just didn't have anything really do much today. But I'll come back on Thursday, giveaway Thursday. Let's make it so that the first person to type in giveaway Thursday will win a book or gold membership. So giveaway Thursday is our secret passcode. Okay? Come on back here Thursday, 12 noon Eastern. Until then, have a great one, folks. As always, go get them. We'll see you then.